Okay. I think we've got a lot of people on, and this again is just for you guys that earn the planner in November. We just wanted to have an extra little incentive for them because, November and December are not the, busiest months. And I mean, they rocked it. We had so many people earn this and go for it. And this was really one of those carrots that was dangled over them. So we know you had some nodules and we were supposed to do this in December, but we're glad you're all better and able to talk freely and recovered. So we're super, super excited to have you on. And most of you all know who Celeste is, but Celeste is a dear friend of mine. I guess we've been friends for 12 years now. Yeah. I want to say our freshmen in high school were 4 years old. That's how long ago. Rocking their one and only dance class is how we met. And we've reconnected over Facebook when that all started, and then been doing the business since 2013. I was her customer in April, right after she started, and told her in September I wasn't working the business, but I need to mute everybody, but that I was going to sign up for wholesale, famous last words. So let me mute everybody really quick.
I can unmute myself once you do that.
Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. I think everybody's muted. Okay. So, so that's how, that our journey started together, but she is, the only double diamond in plexus. She is our diamond upline, and my upline. I was going to say my level one. I wish. My upline. I'm her level one, and so we're so blessed that she's so connected, so close to us as a team, and somebody that just I am, love to implement. Somebody that I think above all else we can all take away from relationship wise. She's somebody to watch. She just exudes. She just loves people, loves on people really well, and is very good at relationships. And that's why she's been so successful in Plexus. And that's what I take away from her all the time. When you follow her live videos and her nuggets that she has on Facebook and on DDD team page, I take away so much from her all the time. And I just want you guys to watch that with her. That's something that as a Jewel, we have so many leaders now that we take things away from, but she exudes things with attraction marketing and how to build relationships. So we're just honored to have you on. Thank you for being here.
I'm excited to be here. This is fun. And
I know.
I took myself off of vocal rest because I kind of was getting depressed with not being able to talk. I kind of like talking and doing these calls and meeting people, and you can't really build relationships without talking. So I don't know that I'm 100%, but I kind of said, I am declaring myself healed and I'm moving on.
Well, it's kind of impossible. I mean, hello, it really is to not talk. So I don't even know how you did it. Yeah, we're glad you're back. Well, and we're just going to kind of shoot from the hip. We're just doing this totally casual Q&As, but I know we have some seasoned ambassadors on here and we have some newbies. I mean, so I want everyone, because your story's so relatable in the way that you started out as a skeptic. You started out as somebody who had their nose turned up at the opportunity. You were yeah. So why don't you just touch on your story, your why when you first started, and then how it's evolved a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, my story really is probably really similar to a lot of your stories. I know it's really similar to Jennifer's and a lot of my level one stories, and that I was watching a friend, and she was a roommate from college and someone that was one of my best friends for my whole life, and saw her having great success with the products. Really, really, really made it very crystal clear to her that I was not even a teeny tiny bit interested in the business. I said, I'm not looking for a job. I'm not even looking for a hobby, were my exact words to her. Ironically, here we are 4 years later. But I ordered the product because I wanted to lose weight. We talk about our why, and I'm just being open and transparent with y'all. Hopefully by the end of this call, you'll love me in spite of my shallowness. But I started Plexus because I wanted to lose weight. I had watched Jen Hawkins shrink. She had a 12-month-old. I had a 12-year-old. So I decided if she could lose her baby weight, I could do it too. And ordered product from her. Jen did her part. She shared the business with me probably, I don't know, 7 to 9 times over the course of about 9 months. And she finally convinced me that I was a complete idiot because I was a preferred customer for like every member of my family. I was a great preferred customer. Let me just say, I was racking her up some PV every single month. But she convinced me to join to get my product wholesale, and then dangled the carrot of this trip to Hawaii right in front of me. And she knows that I love to travel. So joined her really quickly, started working the business because I wanted that trip to Hawaii. You know, one of the things that I really want to touch on is I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. I loved Plexus. I had amazing results with Plexus. I felt great with Plexus. I believed in the product. Listen, y'all, I even believed in the business because I saw my best friend was making a little bit of money on the side and not doing a whole lot of work. I even believed in the business. I wanted nothing to do with it because I was scared to death of what people were going to think about me when they found out Celeste Gwynn is doing what? She's selling what? Network marketing? Wait, what? We know her family. Why would she do that? But I had a bad experience. I don't even know if you've heard this, Jen, but it's worth sharing as to why I was so anti-network marketing. About, let's see, well, the kids are in pre-K, so Maddie's in 9th grade now. So about 10 years ago, a mom that was in high school called me up and asked me to go to dinner. And I think I even like called up Roz Payne, who's now a diamond. At that point, she was my best friend. And I think I gloated a little bit about this really cool mom of a high school student that wanted to be my friend and asked me to go to dinner. And I think I like went to Target and bought a new outfit and new earrings and stuff like that because I thought, wow, I really have to impress this mom of these high school kids. She's so cool and she wants to be my friend. Maddie Grace ended up getting sick. That was part of our life then too, something that doesn't happen hardly ever anymore now. And I had to cancel my dinner plans with this girl. And when I called her to cancel, she said, don't worry, we do these every month. And I was like, oh, is it like Bunko? Like, this is fun, supper club? Like, what are we? Please, I want in every month. This sounds amazing. And long story short, she had invited me to an opportunity meeting for her network marketing company and pretty much just schooled me. I got off the phone, like, embarrassed. I think I had to call Ross and be like, my bad, she didn't really want to be my friend, you know, that kind of a thing. Telling my husband, like, I will never, ever, 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 ever do anything like that. I love my friends. I love my relationships. I will never do something where people wonder what my motives are or where I have to trick someone into coming to a party or buying this or buying that kind of a thing. It's just, I'm not going to do it. And, you know, wrapping up this question, moving on to the next one, I've never done that. 4 years later, people want what I have, right? By the way that I live my life, by the way that I've branded myself, by the results that I've had with the business and the products, people want what I have. Never tricked anyone into getting on a call with me, going to coffee with me, going to an opportunity meeting. By the way I live my life, they're attracted to me and they want what I have. So that is why I'm able to do Plexus. And I would not be able to sell candles or mascara or skincare or purses. None of those things are bad, or leggings or any of those things, because I would feel like I was pressuring my friends if I didn't have something that I knew they needed that they could only get from me. Right. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, obviously I'm the same way. I mean, yeah. And it's because it came from you. You've heard me say that 1,000 times that I signed up. I've never tried any other weight loss product. But I mean, I thought either you were spammed or like it works. It's one or the other, because you would never post about that. But that's the impact that you had, because I trusted your integrity and your why. How's it kind of evolved till now? Because I think what people have to understand is how we say this 1,000 times as Jules, you got to have your why, but it really, guys, like, you have to have a solid, real why beyond money, beyond, you know, it's really got to tie to that emotion.
Yeah. I always tell everyone, like, don't put a dollar figure on your why.
No.
It's got to be, you know, if your kid's private school costs $7,000 a year, then make your why you want to keep your kids in private school. Right. Not, I need $7,000. Like, even when you say, I need $7,000 out loud, or, oh my word, I really want to keep my kids in private school. Which one really even connects with your own heart when it's about yourself? The latter, you know? So definitely make your why be something that is connect emotionally with yourself and others, because that's what's going to connect people to you when they hear your passion of why you're doing this. And, I said my why started with vanity and weight loss, but, like you guys all know, if you earn this call, you obviously are serious about your business and your products. The products work, you feel better. And my why quickly evolved to health and being a better mom. I was able to get off of antidepressants with the help of my doctor. That's a compliant way to say that, BT Dubs. I was able to not have that 4 p.m. crash every day and be a better mom. Things like that started happening as what I thought, wow, this is a cool side effect. Now what do I know? Weight loss is the side effect. Weight loss is not life-changing. Being a better mom, being healthier, coming off of meds, that's life-changing. So It quickly evolved to that. From there, obviously, I was sharing. Jennifer knows I'm a little bit bossy, so I told all my friends they were going to do this with me, and most of them listened. And the ones that didn't have serious regrets right now. Just saying, since we're keeping this casual, I'm keeping it real. But from there, I realized I could really make money, and I could really change my family's life. I could take pressure off my husband. At this point, we've established complete and total financial freedom for my family. That became my why pretty quickly. And now my why is doing this. Like, I want this for everyone. I went to a network marketing event a couple months ago now. With Sarah Marble. It was a John Maxwell thing. And, some of you may have even watched it. It was really, really good. And in all the intermissions, it was like, who's who in network marketing? And I'm like, I don't know anybody. All I know are Plexus Jules. I don't know people in network marketing. And I thought nobody would know me or Jen, who I was with, who's my upline. And she's the second top earner in the company. And we're there together. And we're like, this is a whole weird, strange world that we don't understand. And people were coming after us, and they did know who we were, because these network marketing folks, they do the research, they know this business. And about 4 or 5 different folks, I'm generalizing, I'm making it one question, but pretty much asked me, we know how much money you make. Why do you still work at all? And they're like, we know it's true, because apparently you can look that stuff up. I don't even know how all that works. And I said, I didn't even really have to think about it. I said, well, I have an addictive personality. And I said, I am addicted to helping my team get to where I am. Mm-hmm. Like, it literally gives me like an adrenaline rush when I see someone promote to silver or to gold, or especially to emerald and sapphire and diamond. I'm addicted to it. And I said out loud, and I kind of felt like I was like slapping him on the hand. I said, how selfish would that be of me if I'm like, look at me, I'm double diamond now, I'm going to go sit by the pool for the rest of my life. Who can do that loves people and really wants to help people? Not me. So now my why, I've cut back a lot, and I have really refocused in on my family, but I try to spend my time really pouring into my team and really loving on my team and helping them succeed. And that's my why now, for sure. And, it's important to really know that. And it's also important to write it down and then scribble it out when it changes and feel good about that. Like, don't be afraid to write it down, because you're going to be like, and now I'm stuck with it. Mine's probably changed 25 times in the last 4 years. Yeah. You need to know it, because listen, you're going to have bad days no matter what. Listen, my husband owns 2 companies. He's not in network marketing. He has really bad days. Hey, he has really bad years, right?
Absolutely.
We've had ups and downs. As entrepreneurs, you're always going to. But when you know that why, that's going to get you through the bad day, the bad month, maybe even the bad year, right? That's going to get you through the back office hell that we've had for the last year. That's going to get you through customers' orders not processing. When you know your why, and listen, I get hot just saying it out loud, but y'all know I'm not a sweeping under the rug kind of girl. Mm-hmm. It's been a hard year. Right. Let me tell you this. On the worst day that I've had in the last year, Plexus is better than any other job, if you can even call it that anyone has on the planet, period. Whether you're making gold money or double diamond money, on the worst day, Plexus is still the best gig out there.
Absolutely. And you can control it. You know what I mean? Like, you control things so much more in this business than you are in
Yes.
corporate America. It's so worth it. And when you have belief in the company and you know what the integrity of the company, that's why I always preach that, you get through these things. You're reminded when you go to corporate events and Super Saturday and you hear their hearts and hear them speak, you're reminded why we love this company and why we stick through it, you know, through the hard times. And there are hard times in anything you do. I say that all the time. But yeah, the outcome is so much more. And the other thing I was going to talk about with your why is that, you know, if you're motivated by something you don't want just as much as something you do want, you know, so keep that in mind too. It's like, I continuously do that and have to be reminded as we've been successful. It's like, you know, just sitting in rush hour the other day, going to a doctor's appointment. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just forget. Just the little freedoms. You know, I started this business for $500 a month, that number that you know, that your family needs to kind of make a difference. And y'all, I mean, I was just as grateful then as I am today. Honestly, it was life-changing for us then. And you just have to keep those little things and the things that it did for our family, those things that it's doing for your family in mind. So
absolutely.
I love that. And I wanted to talk to just about when we first started, we had no training. We had no team pages. We had no success guide. I think our success guide was like 25 pages. I think my welcome email had more content than our success guide. We had no like Plexus power tools.
I don't think I ever read that success guide.
No. I waited to get it, but then I was like, never mind. Yeah. But like, I think that speaks volumes about how simple this business model is and how much we make it so much more complicated than it has to be. That it really is about passion and it's about belief and grit and hard work. And, you know, I just think that it speaks volumes the way we rose, you know, through that with no resources, you know, no excuses. And power of three is everything. Have you seen that like with your teams, like with the power of three? I just think implementing that and duplication is everything in this business.
Yeah, I do too. And, you know, the cool thing about being 4 years in is there is a ton of amazing training out there, right? Every jewel has done it differently. Like, that's great. We all have our system. We all have our videos and our YouTube channels and our documents and our Zoom calls that we post everywhere. And they're all good things, right? I will tell you, the new success guide is epic. I know that because I helped write it. That's not the only reason it's good, but I'm telling you, if I had just had that book and nothing else, I could have been successful with Plexus, with no upline, with no team, with no nothing, just with that new success guide. So if you haven't read that, I highly encourage you to, and obviously encourage your newbies to do the same thing. But I say, you know, it's KISS, you know, keep it stupid simple. Keep it super simple. And, you know, Jen, that's exactly right, though. When we were getting started, we didn't have all of that. For us, it was just, holy moly, I love these products. I love how I feel. I see this business opportunity. I believe that we can make this work. And we were just sharing about our hope. We were sharing about our results, and we were sharing about the very small paychecks that we were making in the beginning that were still life-changing for us, you know. And same as my $500 very first check that I got with Plexus, it was a paper check, and I went into Laura Clow's office. She's a Sapphire now, and I was like, this is, I did this. Like, it was my first paycheck as a wife, as a mom, ever in the history of ever. And I was just elated. So yeah, you know, it's remembering just to share simply, passionately, and boldly. And that power of three, you know, people will say, like, what's your secret to going double diamond? And it's the power of three. There is no secret. Jen, you're on my core page. You know, 4 years in, I still try to go silver every single month, right? I mean, you see me working with folks pretty regularly. It's been a little slower month this month with, you know, the tragedies and stuff. I haven't been quite as focused on building as much as I've been focused on loving on my team. But generally, that's it. Power of three, and then train those three with the power of three, and so on and so forth. And that duplicates down. People can go gold so quickly, and that keeps them excited, right? Because you start making really good money when you're silver and gold. You get those bonuses, and by then you've built up a customer base, and that keeps people excited about the business when they go silver fast and they get that first paycheck. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just sharing boldly, sharing passionately, being consistent, and then trying to go silver every single month. That is, you know, the secret to going diamond, the secret to going double diamond.
Doing that month after month. Exactly.
Absolutely. Consistently.
So how do you so for me, like I have a lot of level ones that, they're toe dippers. They're either, some are influential, but they are scared to share. They're very apprehensive in putting it out there on social media, or, you get wholesale investors, but you want to start people off strong. You want to start them with that belief and setting the vision, casting the vision for what it can be. Like, what do you do when you first get a level one? How do you kind of do that? I mean, I know your story does it, but
yeah. I mean, I think there's not really a formula, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you guys are all leaders. It certainly depends on the specific person, right? I want what Lee's having. What you got over there, sister?
Just a little grape juice.
Okay. I just called her out just like that. Sorry, that was really. You said we were casual. You said we were casual.
We were casual, and I'm just jealous. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm just jealous. But I definitely look at them and I say, okay. First of all, I'm at a season right now. Just to backtrack for a minute, I'm wanting to add business builders to my team.
Exactly.
Right. If somebody tells me that they're not working this business, and I see that they're not influencers and they may not be super active on Facebook and all, whatever, by all means, I'm keeping them as a preferred customer. However, like Jen Hawkins did with me, she knew before I knew that I was going to be successful with this. And she was like, sure, hun, join my team to get your product wholesale, knowing I can't keep my mouth shut when I love something, and that I was going to, take this to the top. She says that she knew from the moment I hit enter to sign up that I was going to take this to the top. I sure didn't know that. But I think you just have to look at the person and say, okay, duplicate what I'm doing. You say you're joining me for the business. If you really want this, you're going to have to do what I'm telling you to do. And listen, I've got folks that joined me this month, that joined for the business, that I thought had what it took, and they're not doing what I'm telling them to do. I'm like, that I just did a contest in my team page, post every day for 7 days, go into a drawing, right? You actually won that, didn't you? Good job. Duplicate her. She posts every day. But, I did that not because I wanted to give a bunch of stuff away, but I do. I like rewarding good behavior. I like rewarding hard work. I didn't do it because I necessarily thought it was going to get people more business. I do, but that wasn't the reason. I did that in my team page to find out who's serious about this. Who do I want to run with? Who do I want to pour into? If you can't commit to posting on social media for 7 days, you don't really even deserve to have me meet you for coffee for an hour and a half, right? If you can't commit to posting. So, I think it's just feeling people out. So honestly, this guy that just signed up, I'm not focusing on him right now. I'm focusing on all my people that posted on Facebook for 7 days, show me that they want it. So I don't know that I'm really answering your question, but I'm really saying you look at people and you run with your runners. If you sign up and you do everything I tell you to do, which post on Facebook, figure out your why, make your list of 100, start reaching out to people via inbox, meet me for coffee, let's go over the comp plan, let's go over, how to share, how your elevator speech, all these things that I teach newbies. Now, if you're not willing to do that, then I'm not willing to give you my time.
I love it. No, so true. And I always tell people, it's who's messaging you, all the questions, all the people that are inboxing you. Those are your runners. That's who you're focusing on. And more is taught than taught. So, you show your people what to do, and they implement that. And I think for so many, with you, you're obviously amazing at networking and relationships. And I think people skills is something that people really, attraction marketing, it's huge in our business. It really is everything, in my opinion. I think we didn't build our business on Facebook. I love the question, how they asked you in Phoenix about, how many years did it take you to get diamond? And you said, 38, back when we were 38. Yeah, I know. 38 years, because you've been building relationships your whole life. And that's okay. If you're one of those people that joined Plexus and you have 100 Facebook friends, that's okay. There's ways to build networks. There's ways to be a product of the product. I always say, don't show up at your kid's baseball game with your Route 44 and your nachos. And, we all indulge, but, try to live the lifestyle as much as you can. Try to, be in alignment, like Carrie Wilkerson talked about in Kona. we do represent health and wellness. I mean, in just every area, being positive on Facebook, those kinds of things. I mean, you did an awesome live the other day just about being a product of the product. I mean,
lots of things roll into that with branding. Right. I try really hard to, be a product of the product through my lifestyle. It doesn't mean you check in at the gym every single day.
Right.
It means you do post where people know you're at the gym. It doesn't mean you post pictures of every single meal or snack you have every single day, but it means you let people know you're making good decisions through every once in a while posting. Just active lifestyle, the way you eat. I mean, it's a soapbox for me right now. And again, that's not saying, it's like you said, I don't do diets. It's not meaning you never indulge. It's not meaning you never have that glass of wine, Lee, or that, chocolate cake or whatever that looks like. I do all of those things in moderation, right?
Right.
It just means you're showing your network that Plexus has made you like aware of the things around you and aware of the decisions that you're making, and that you want to make better decisions. I mean, 4 years later, I'm still making lifestyle decisions that I never would have made without Plexus.
Absolutely.
Right? Eating clean, I wouldn't have even known what that meant. I wouldn't have. There are words that are in my vocabulary, and there are activities that are in my daily life now, like that I didn't even know before, like carrageenan, just throwing one out there. What? I don't know. I mean, things that we talk about that are super important that we didn't know before. Let your network know. And as far as like lifestyle and branding, I talk a lot about lifestyle branding. And if you go look at my Instagram, that is all it is. You will see very, very little. I'm trying to sell Plexus on my Instagram page, right? I'm trying to sell my lifestyle on my Instagram page. And so if you're wondering what do I mean by that, go look at that. But what I want to throw out there is you're probably sitting back and you're going, well, yeah, duh, you're double diamond. Like your lifestyle is a little different than mine, and it may be, or it may not be, we do live pretty far below our means, and my husband's a huge saver and we like to give a lot of it away. But step back and go, okay, lifestyle posts. Okay, for the last year, I haven't been able to take my family on a date. And because of Plexus, we're going bowling and we're going to Chili's. And post about that. Share about it in real life. We say hashtag IRL. Share about it in real life when you're sitting next to somebody at a volleyball game for your kid. Oh my word, Friday night, and we're going out to dinner and to a movie because of my Plexus paycheck. We've not been able to take our family out to dinner and to a movie in over a year. It does not have to be gangster, like Crystal on the yacht popping bottles. Right. That is not what I mean when I say a lifestyle post. Y'all following me?
Absolutely.
I'm talking like I paid my car insurance with my Plexus paycheck. $500 a month is a game changer to all most American families. I know some people, maybe that's like pocket change, but it was a game changer for me. And I think it was probably a game changer for most of you. So realize you don't have to wait to share lifestyle posts when you're making insane, sick money.
And it's more relatable, honestly, when I'm like, I was going to charge Disney World for 10 years and promised my kids every year we're going to Disney. And then I'm like, we can, the fridge broke and this happened and we're going to Galveston instead of Disney. I mean, like that was me, and then when I actually got to take them to Disney, I mean, I don't know, something about that trip, it just did it for me because and I posted it because I'm like, this is a dream come true for me to just take them to Disney and be able to pay for that, because it's a big deal. I mean,
and it's a fine line, really quick. It's a fine line, and I blur it sometimes because I think that it works between bragging and branding, right? And sometimes you can come across as a little braggy, but what you have to realize is when you're showing people that you have financial freedom or that you have more financial freedom than you had before, you're showing them that it's possible because they know you. And they think if you can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
And if you're not putting that out there, they struggle with being bold about the business, but not about the products. But for me, they so go hand in hand because everybody knows that financial stress is real, right? Like give me a head nod. We've all been there. Financial stress is real. it goes hand in hand with health. If you're financially stressed out, you're unhealthy. So how do those two not go together perfectly? Our products helping you with your health and financial stress being lifted, helping you with your health. It's a perfect fit.
Absolutely. And it's something, and it's like Andrea Mitchell always talks about, I would never post my income on Facebook in a million years. But the difference is anyone can get, not anyone, but it's available to everyone. It's
well, the income disclosure chart,
right.
It's there. People can see.
Absolutely. And it's, it's not based on degree or race or gender or it's available to anybody, and that's why you share it,
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Okay. So I know we're halfway through. I wanted to talk about IPA, or not IPA, but your follow-up. That was one of the first things about you that I loved and I tried to implement, because you're so bold and bossy. I hated like messaging people and following up and cold messaging. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? And you're so, I just love the Celeste way of follow up. And I know follow up is honestly one of the number one things you should do in IPA. It's the most important, I think, that people don't do. So what's your tips to everybody on, like, how do you do it naturally? How do you follow up?
Well, it's 100%, the most important part, for sure. And that's something that I'm super passionate about. And, I like to preface this with, I've got 19 level 1 jewels and I don't know, 160 something level 1s over the course of the last 4 years, maybe more than that at this point, 190 something maybe. Obviously, my color personality is blue, if anybody was wondering, because I'm not a salesperson. Let's just say lots and lots. Really fun people on my team. But not one of them joined the first time I shared with them, right? Like, there was no one that saw a Facebook post and, oh, look, I got a new ambassador. Oh, they just liked that post and now they're on my team. Not one. I sent them a voice message and then they responded with, oh my word, okay, I just signed up. Like, that's not how this works, right? No. And I say that the reason that's not how this works, it's just the way that God made our brains. It's the same reason that Coca-Cola still advertises, right? Everybody knows what Coca-Cola is. Why do they still spend millions of dollars on Super Bowl commercials? Because brand recognition and familiarity breeds comfort, and you start to trust something the more you see it. You start to think you need something the more you hear about it. And so that follow-up is so important, because people start to believe you the more they hear from you. And I know that there are people that are like, oh my word, like, how do I not sound annoying? And the way that I don't sound annoying is, first of all, I'm just super bold and super confident that I have something that you need. And when I reach out to you, I am never, ever, hey, Jen, I know you heard from me last month. It's me again. Okay, I'm trying to earn this watch. If you can order a product from me, it's going to help you too, but like, I really need this watch. So like, I don't ever reach, it's, girl, Jen, okay, listen, you said you're interested, like, you see me getting thinner over here, right? And richer and having more energy. Like, why the heck have you not joined me? You have such an amazing network. People trust you. You would be amazing at this. Okay, I know, I'm stalking you. And if you tell me to stop, I will, and you'll still be my friend. But like, I want you on my team, right? Do you see the difference?
Right,
like,
absolutely.
Like, I never, if it's my 15th time to approach you, I'm never meek and mild. And my lawn guy just joined my team 2 weeks ago, and I have been hounding him for 3 years. He really needs the products, and he really needs the business. But anyways, that's kind of what it looks like.
It's keeping it light and keeping it fun, and just, but being like business, like, okay, I'll leave you alone, when you tell me to, but you need this.
And the great thing about that is that book, Go for No. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have read it. Easy. What? I mean, I'm a fast reader. I just sound like I was bragging. I'm such a fast reader. But I mean, it's like a hour,
a story,
45 minutes to an hour and a half read. And it's so good. And it makes you really change your mindset. I tell everyone, like, if I'm talking to a struggling silver, or even like a gold, or even a senior gold that's like, I'm really wanting this. I tell them the only difference between a jewel and a silver is we've gotten more no's.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean,
yep.
Like,
exactly.
I probably have gotten 25 no's for every one no that a silver has gotten. And Go for No makes you like pat yourself on the back when you get a no. Like, if you're not getting a lot of no's, then you're not talking to enough people. And the more people you're talking to, it goes back to that familiarity, right? They're gonna be more familiar with what you're doing. And if they tell you no, you've dripped on them. You know,
you dripped on them, and at least it's been from you versus other people. It's like,
right.
I think it was Rebecca Volks who said, you know, if you're always posting about Plexus all the time, but you're not the one messaging them, all you're doing is selling and selling and selling, and they're loving hearing it, seeing it all, and then someone else messages them and they're like, yeah, I saw that post so and so is doing, but it wasn't you that messaged them.
Right. And you know, I got that situation with Haley, my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law lives next door. We share every network known to man. I mean, you think I'm kidding. Like, she's my maid of honor. We went to church together. Our kids go to school together. We're next door neighbors. We're sisters-in-law. I never asked her to join my team, and she will tell all of you, she's an Emerald now, working her way to Sapphire. She will tell everyone, I would have joined her like 6 months early. She never asked me. Like, what? You're my sister. You see me driving around my Plexus Lexus going to Hawaii and changing my life, shrinking. Right. Yeah. Like, what do you mean you need a personal invitation? But people in your network, they may literally just be waiting for you to go, come do this with me, girl. I want to see this together. Bro, you need these products. Come join me. Like, literally people in your network are waiting for you to ask them.
Absolutely. And
people just really have want that personal invite.
Yeah, that personal invite, or just have that you have confidence in them and see value in them, and it just gets their wheels turning, you know? Absolutely. Okay, and then you talked about well, and one last question. Someone asked me to ask you this because, you know, I asked for questions, and just, do you approach men and women differently? You know, I mean, I know that, I mean, how do you approach men differently than women, I should ask?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we shouldn't have to.
Right.
Because there's nothing unique in the way that women do business and men do business. I have a few leaders on my team that are men, and I mean, I think I really didn't approach them differently. I guess it depends on your relationship with them. And you know, like if I'm approaching my banker who's a dude, that's going to look different than if I'm approaching my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I mean, I really didn't. I mean, I think men really see the business opportunity. You know, they're the hunters and gatherers, and think that they're the ones that, you know, should be providing financially for their family. So a lot of times if you can get the business opportunity in front of them, they get that, and it clicks with them maybe even faster than it clicks with girls. And one thing that I tell all of my guys that I love, and this is true, is like, we women are so complex. And if I think that you need these products, I cannot say, you look tired, Jennifer, and you're a little puffy, so you should order these from me, right? Like, but dudes can be like, bro, you're fat, you need this. You know, like, seriously, like, this is going to change your life. Like, I've seen my husband do it over and over and over again, and you know, bring customers and ambassadors to my team just by being like, oh, yeah, you've got to do this. These products work, they're amazing. And guys generally take each other at face value, and they go, oh, okay. Yeah. Can I get it back now? You know, I mean, I sold more Plexus out of my office to dudes than I have to girls, because they're like, okay, like they buy in quicker, even though it's pink.
They do. And I remember Lori and Jetty talking about this, and she's like, I'll have him text people the same thing I just texted. And they respond completely different to him, because there's validity with a man saying it in a way, and it's not a hobby for men typically. Like, this business isn't a hobby. They take it more serious. So I thought that was really eye-opening, because it's so true. If it comes from a guy, yeah, it can be a bigger business opportunity for them for sure.
Yeah, so, I just saw one ask somebody post that they want their husband, I didn't catch the name, like in on this with them so badly. Mm-hmm. You know what? Like, it's super important to have your husband on board. I will tell you that right now. And it gives you a lot of validation with your network when it's, yeah, me and my husband are doing this. Me and my husband are taking these products. We're losing weight together. We're getting healthier together. We work out together. All the things that you also see me post about, you know, the gym pictures of me and Andrew and all of the lifestyle stuff like that. But man, you know, play the like, you're my husband and you need to support me card all day long. Listen, this is bringing me joy. I feel better. I need you to support me. And that's not manipulation. Like, that's truth, right? And your husband should do that. I've counseled lots of women on this and had it have a very good happy ending where husbands, like, it clicked with them that this is something that's important to you. Your husband wants you to be happy. And when they really realize this is something that you're passionate about and that it's something that's super important to you, drink this pink drink for me. Whether you believe it's going to help you or not, if you love me, please drink this. Like, it's important to me because I believe it's going to help you. I believe you're going to feel better. The same thing I would say to my best friend or whoever else. You can use that with your husband and it should go really far.
Exactly. It's like Carrie talks about having a meeting with your shareholders and setting those goals together, but also not ignoring your family and having that balance so that they don't resent you.
Absolutely.
Completely. That's another topic. But, I think, husbands can get kind of on the jealous side at the beginning. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
When they start seeing the fruits of the business and fruits of how it's, it's like Todd would tell people at work, I've got my wife back. That's what he was sold. It was how the products changed health wise,
Absolutely.
And it's hard to do it when your husband's not supporting you and your family in general. But we all have those people in our life for sure.
But you can also use that as motivation to prove them wrong.
Oh yeah.
I've seen lots of people go, I'm out to prove my sister wrong, that I can be successful, prove my husband wrong. And,
first they ask you why, and then they ask you how, right?
Exactly. And, for you too, when your paycheck starts going up and you start having more energy, your spouse is going to notice that. You start losing weight. Your spouse is going to notice that, and that helps get them on board too.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we had some questions on DMO, and I know your DMO is completely different than the average DMO during the day, especially in your first beginning. But I think that, there's this huge, when you first start out and you're like, this is what I want to go all the way, and then all the way to diamond. There's this dash in the middle full of IPA, full of activity, and it's a non-negotiable. The IPA is non-negotiable. So, just kind of speak on, I love listening to like Rosalind Payne's story, and because we have so many working women that try to work the business and try to balance things, and just explaining to them and driving home what that IPA looks like, what the real IPA that they should be focusing on every day.
Yeah. So, the last probably 6 months or so of doing these Zooms just kind of reflected a little bit, and I would start talking about my DMO, and I would see, the feverish, like writing down what I was saying, and something clicked with me that I will talk a little bit about like what I do every day. I will, like that's at the end of this question, but I want to point out to you that yours will look very different from mine, right? You take Jen Hawkins, for example, who is my upline and one of my best friends, and she's got a 6-year-old, I don't even know, 4-year-old, they're all little, and like a 9-month-old, right? I've got a high schooler and an 8th grader. My DMO obviously looks very, very, very different from Jen Hawkins, right? You think about Roz Payne, who is working 60 hours a week, working her way to diamond in 9 months. Her DMO looks really different from mine, working from, 9 to 4, 8 to 3, whatever I was doing then. But the one common denominator on all of us that are having success is consistency, right? The one common denominator of having success is consistency. And what does that mean? It means if you're Roz Payne and you're working 60 hours a week, you make the decision to eat your lunch at your desk 5 days a week. You make the decision to not watch TV and get an hour less of sleep every night. Roz made the conscious decision that from 9 to midnight, she was going to work her business. And from her lunch break, she was going to sit at her desk and eat and work her business. And that was consistency. That was her daily method of following up and reaching out to folks and sending information during those small pockets. So it's not so much the fact that I tell you I start out my day in prayer and then I have my quiet time and then I allow myself 20 minutes to surf Facebook, because I do. Side note, playing on Facebook is not working your business. Tough love right there. And I've talked to folks that they tell me, oh, I work my business every day. And then when they tell me what they do, I'm like, no, you just played on Facebook for an hour. Like that's a totally different thing. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I do that. I love when all of a sudden I'm like, holy moly, how did I get here? I'm looking at somebody I don't know's Disney album from 2004. Like, I think we all do that. Like, I'm a little bit of a super sleuth like that, but that's not working your business. So, all of that to say, I do that every day. And then I do follow up, and I do Zoom calls every single day. And I do a lot of lunches and coffees. And, I think the biggest thing that I can say about daily method of operation is not hiding right here behind this computer. A lot of folks want to get up and stay in their yoga pants, and, that's okay. I do that sometimes too. But this is still a belly-to-belly business. And a huge part of my DMO is getting out and meeting potentials and broadening my network. Still to this day, I'm still widening my nets every single day through different organizations, different church, going to church and, going to Bible studies and going to my kids' events and not sitting by my friend that's already on my team, making a decision to sit by a new mom that doesn't know anyone. All of those things are a huge part of my DMO that I think we forget, that you think, okay, I can do my DMO from right here in my beautiful office sitting at my computer. And you can do a lot of your DMO from your phone or from your computer, but a huge part of this business is getting out and meeting folks and wearing your Plexus swag and actually letting people see your face and how excited you are about what you're doing.
Right. And networking and networking and building those networks, and that's what network marketing is, building those relationships, the Facebook groups that we've talked about, Instagram and that on our team. But absolutely.
I just think the biggest takeaway from that is whatever you do, whatever you can give to make this a successful business, do it consistently.
Yes.
If it's 20 minutes, awesome. Do the same every single day consistently. If it's 2 hours, great. Whatever that looks like for you.
And I saw Rebecca Folks talk yesterday about, she writes down everything she does in a week. And in our little planners that we've earned, that's such a good idea. Write every single thing. Mailing samples, following up, every post, every little thing you do for Plexus, write it down for a week, and track it and see what produced fruit the next week. If you're not working, you're going to have no fruit the next week. That's just the way it works. And I think just tracking it and being conscious and really seeing what you're doing with your time is huge. It's just huge, especially for those of us that have been in this a while. So
absolutely.
I love that. Okay. I know we're getting close to an hour, but what are some of just kind of lastly, what are those what's the biggest obstacle you've ever came in your business, and what's maybe the most unexpected blessing of this business that you've seen?
Well, the biggest obstacle for me is really, really easy, and that's definitely the pride issue. 100%. I've worked this business hard from the very beginning, so I never had the obstacle of, I'm only working this like it's a hobby, or, I'm not having success, or, any of that stuff. But I definitely had to get over pride of what are people going to think about me? What are my friends going to think? What, we're involved in politics. We're involved in missions. We're involved in our church and our school. And are people going to make fun of me behind my back? Are they going to listen? Ain't nobody making fun of me now. Okay? But anyways, are they going to talk about me? And, for me, the best thing ever was self-reflecting. And, this is personal growth and development, and going, it's that meme, I cared what people thought about me until I tried to pay my bills with their opinions. Yeah. And it's funny and it's tongue in cheek, but y'all, it's also true. So you have to take that financial aspect. You put that in the picture. It's really easy to be bold, right? All right. Then you take I've got these amazing products that have changed my life. Then it's easier to be bold, because how selfish of me not to share it with my friends and family. So for me, it was when I got over that obstacle of, oh my word, what are people going to think? And I realized, holy moly, I've got a life-changing business and a life-changing product. I have to share it. That's when it completely changed the way I did business. I made it to Emerald the first time, still with a little bit of reservations of what are people going to think about me. The first time I was in Hawaii, I can remember thinking, all my friends are probably going, whatever, she earned this trip this one time, and here I am about to go on my 5th trip, and really my 8th, if you really think about how many times I've earned it. Okay. And again, it's validation of, I'm just glad that I was obedient, I'm glad that the Lord led me to this business, and I wasn't obedient for about 8 months, but I finally, that's pretty typical for me. I'm not usually I'm a little bit controlling. So, but I finally listened. I finally bit the bullet, and I finally was obedient to his will. and look at what he's done. I mean, as far as what's the biggest blessing? I mean, thanks, Lee. The biggest blessing has to be being able to give back. I mean, and it's like we've done humongous things, and I didn't talk about any of that for so long because I was always taught, like, you get your reward in heaven, not on earth. Like, don't store up your treasures on earth. You'll get those stars in your crown in heaven. You don't have to let people know what you're doing. But my pastor really opened my eyes when I had this conversation with him of, there's so many people that would love to do stuff for missions. There's so many people that would love to give back to their church, and that will be their why. Mm-hmm. When they hear that you've been able to do that. You're not bragging and boasting about what you've done in Africa or what you've done here or there. You're saying, I never dreamt that I would be able to do stuff like this. I'm not Angelina Jolie, right? Celebrities drill wells in Africa and not Hicks from Anna, Texas, right? Like, country girls don't get to do stuff like that, That's like celebrity stuff. But that's definitely the biggest blessing. And, it's not even just the big stuff. It's like the stupid stuff, like being in line at Target behind someone and just feeling like the Lord's saying pay for their groceries and doing it and never telling anyone. I just told all y'all, but y'all don't know how many times I've done it. So whatever, I'll still get my reward in heaven. But it's just an example, it's just being able to do stuff like that. That's definitely the biggest reward. It's not the money, but it's what you're able to do with the money. The lives you're able to completely transform. When you see a need, being able to go, I can help with that. You need coats, I can do that. You need blankets, I can do it. So it's not about the dollar, it's what you're able to do. Yeah, if you're blessed, be a blessing.
Absolutely. It's like Rosalind talked about, like looking at the toilet paper. I always bought Scott, now I can buy Charmin. And it's like, I don't even have to think twice.
And she got cocky about it. I love when she talks
about which toilet paper I get
today. And I'm going to buy what does she say? The Duracell batteries, not the generic.
That's huge, y'all, though, and like Sonia Dudley used to tell the story, and I've done this, like call the bank and see if I can charge gas. Like, do I have enough money till tomorrow's payday? And I mean, that's little things like that add up, and those are things we have to, that's the things that plague more people than you think. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's a big thing. So, well, thank you, sweet girl. I'm not going to keep you on here much longer. We've already been on here an hour, but
I mean, you can tell I haven't done this in a while. I'm like, please let me talk. Please let me talk.
I think I skipped over like 4 questions too, because me and you can talk for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely.
I know. I still got your Christmas present. We've got to meet. Okay. Well, I don't think anyone had any questions. Did we get everything? Lee's probably been looking. I've not been reading because
I haven't either. I have ADD. I can't
about wine a lot. Okay, that's my.
I think y'all are talking about toilet paper up in there. I got distracted.
I know Jennifer Wright did not buy Scott toilet paper. That is a little over exaggerated.
I think Rosalind did though. I don't know. I don't remember what kind, but it was cheaper. I know that.
They call that what? John Wayne toilet paper. Y'all know that? Doesn't take shit off anybody.
Oh my gosh.
I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah.
East Texas humor.
Yeah, well.
Girl. I know. Well, thank you, sweet girl, for being on here and just pouring into us as always. Just the nuggets that we get from you. I just love your boldness, There's only one of you. I mean, for sure.
Thanks, man. I'm thankful for you guys. Obviously, I'm really thankful for you, but I'm thankful for this whole team. And, I say it from the stage every year. I know how this works. And listen, I just want to be there to encourage and motivate to get you guys to Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond and to the top. And, to where you guys are able to say, holy moly, this has been a game changer for our family too. Because it's a huge blessing to get to do this for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And you've blessed us, and we just love, I know our team just loves watching you and getting those nuggets from you, and just you being bold for us. That's the thing that I always say thank you for, is just being bold for us and showing us the way, because, it's hard when you're first starting out and even halfway in, with the trials in the back office and things, but it's so, so worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. Well, thank y'all for being on tonight.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Celeste.
See ya. Thanks.